Let's talk about some tips, tools, and ideas for walkers. There's a lot of information out there for us to sift through. Some of it is relevant to walkers, and some of it is not. So let's take a few moments to talk about the top 10 problem areas I see for walkers. Number 1, sports drinks. Did you know that sports drinks can make you fat? Because our system of fuel is a continuum, we need to exercise for at least 20 minutes before fats are even started to be used. Anything shorter than this will use mainly carbs as a fuel source. Remember, the body stores a supply of glucose for up to 90 minutes of moderate exercise in the liver and the muscles. That means it doesn't really need any more. Since sports drinks are filled with sugar, any additional sugar that doesn't get used by the body will be converted to fat and stored on your hips and belly. If you're doing longer periods of walking over the 60 to 90 minute period, then it would be a good idea to use a sport drink to help with hydration as well as keep stored glucose from running out. Sports drinks are designed to provide carbohydrates as well as some sodium. Some include electrolytes too. A good ratio of sugar to sodium is 8:1. Other options for sugar include eating sports gels, goos, and energy bars, which offer a variety of formulas which deliver fuel. But remember, if you are not working out past 60 to 90 minutes and you eat these, they will most probably be converted into fat and stored on your hips and belly. Number 2, all-out exercise. If you're wanting to lose weight, you really need to pay attention to the continuum of energy use. Fats are only burned with slow sustained activities, not fast all-out efforts. Fast all-out efforts primarily use stored glucose in the muscles and liver. So those who are sweating it out in heart-pumping activity for 30 to 60 minutes will burn some fats, but it is the sugar stored of the liver and the muscle that are primarily being used. Extended walks or low-intensity cardio classes work better for fat reduction. Number 3, carb elimination diets. The irony about fat loss is that the metabolic process that converts that stored fat on your hips and belly back into fuel requires carbohydrates during the process. So, for those that have depleted their liver, muscle, and blood sources because of carb elimination diets, where they are not eating adequate amounts of carbohydrates, or they have used it up already during exercise, will experience extreme fatigue and significant reduction of available fuel that some refer to as hitting the wall. Many of the trendy diets try to limit carb intake or even eliminate it completely, like the ever-popular starvation diets. These types of diets don't support working out because they don't provide enough fuel to burn while working out. Popular and healthy diets like the paleo diet are great diets, except when you're working out for longer periods of time. You'll simply have to ingest carb-based diet, especially for the exercise portion of your day, and then go back to the paleo diet or whatever you're using. Simply stated, there's just not enough fuel in the tank for the activity you are doing. As the body becomes more cardiovascularly fit, it becomes better and more efficient at switching between the 3 energy sources. That means that it will start using fat sooner and be better at converting it into fuel. The person who exercises as a regular part of a healthy lifestyle will see the gradual improvements that lead to a lean, mean, appropriate energy using machine. Okay, number 4, overtraining. Most people who start a workout or weight loss program get all excited about their new health goals. They modify their diets to eating basically bunny food and drop their calories to single digits to starve the weight off. But unfortunately, about 1 to 2 months into this program, many will experience something called overtraining, where our body's healing abilities are not able to keep up with the tissue damage that occurs with exercise. Training, whether it is walking farther or lifting more and heavier weights, increases muscle strength, but first it damages the tissues. The body responds by building a new and stronger version of the tissue. Woohoo! Bigger muscles. But Muscle tissue takes only 4 to 6 weeks to regenerate, and connective tissues like cartilage and tendons can take almost twice as long as that, 6 to 8 weeks. During this time, it will require adequate nutrition to use to provide carbs, fats, and proteins for creating the new tissue. If the body doesn't have enough time to rebuild, and or there isn't enough nutritional supply available to build the new tissues before it is exposed to more tissue damage, then it is called overtraining. Overtraining long enough and you will have a slow and insidious onset of symptoms that will eventually force you to sit down long enough to recover adequately. Most are not aware that they're having these symptoms until they see the list of associated symptoms that they identify with. Signs of overtraining include a lack of enthusiasm for activity or your workout, always really tired and fatigued, irritable and moody, depressed and kind of hopeless, restless, poor quality sleep, and poor workouts. You just can't get yourself to do it. And there's lots of excuses to stop, and really good ones too. Number 5, unplanned workouts. If you are wanting to work out every day, you'll need to avoid overtraining. This can be done by working out different parts of your body on consecutive days. For example, do an upper body weight training workout on days 1, 3, and 5, and a lower body workout on days 2, 4, and 6. This gives the body time to heal and grow one section of the body while the other parts are being trained. Notice that the schedule is for only 6 days. Taking a day off from strenuous exercise is suggested to make sure your body is able to recover. It's actually called a recovery day. So for those type A folks, it gives you something to do rather than just taking a day off.